I hope you trust me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm 18 years old, and I'm having this amazing moment. I'm at Rockefeller Center. It's right around Christmas time. I'm skating around that big tree, bedecked with red and green and yellow and golden and white lights. And the snow is drifting down and landing on our shoulders. And there are people walking around Rockefeller Center on the outside of the rink, and they have packages, and they're wearing really nice clothes, and sometimes there are children, and music just peals from every goddamn store around. And I'm looking at everyone, and they're so happy, and that's when I got it. Yeah, you're not gonna believe it, but Christmas is a big deal. I had no idea. I'm a nice Jewish girl from the Jersey Shore. I grew up around my people. And you know, I mean, I went to school and we learned all about Jesus and we learned all the songs. I mean, that's what you did in the 50s. That was regularly part of your curriculum. And I'd never been jealous of my friends until this moment. And I realized that I had been cheated. Hanukkah gifts, nothing. I wanted Christmas. Now, I was a good Jewish girl. I loved being Jewish. It's not like I wanted to become Christian or anything. I just wanted presents and the big family gathering and everybody talking to each other. Nobody fighting, nobody arguing about anything, everybody being really well dressed and you know, sitting around at the Christmas tree and having great dinners. And so I made a point from that moment on to finding me some Christmas. And I did. It's not really hard. There's always somebody who'll take in a stray Jew. But I gotta tell you, from this Jew's point of view, it's not the same. I mean, I tried. I mean, I bought my gifts, just like everybody else. Once I figured out where I was going, I started planning them way in advance. So if I was gonna go to Margaret's, I'd buy gifts for her. And you know, I'd look for the sales and I'd start buying them in June and July. And it really was exciting, but it wasn't the same. And then I met Tom. That nice guy over there. Tom's Catholic. He was my find. Not only was he Catholic, which is the same as being Christian, I understood, but he had 2 kids. And after we moved in together and then got married, we started doing Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I did everything I heard about in the movies and in all the women's magazines. We started collecting ornaments from every vacation we took. We sometimes get several. I would look at Red Book and Living Simply and all the other cool, Martha Stewart, of course, and I'd see how they decorated their trees, and I watched them and I followed them. And I started to...
Okay.
And this went on for a couple of years. I mean, I got the gifts I wanted too, the ones you see in the movies, because that was Christmas, right? Well, I would get sweaters and socks and underwear and pajamas. It was so wonderful. I loved Christmas. And I felt like I really belonged, and that was the important part. I belonged, and Christmas was mine. Until, as the boys grow up, you know, they don't always do what you want them to do. And Tom had an ex that didn't live far from us in Brooklyn. The oldest, he found himself a girl. And that girl didn't like divorce. She didn't like step-parents. I don't think she liked Jews. And she totally did not like me. And somehow she insinuated her into the conversation with the ex, who was now married and, you know, lived in a very Italian, Christian home. And the two of them started talking about how Christmas shouldn't be at my house. I mean, Tom, he was the father, but it was my house. And so it started happening little by little. And pretty soon, I didn't know what to call her, the girl, took Christmas. And it started getting celebrated at the mother's house. I mean, what the fuck? She was the mother. I was the stepmother. I was the one experimenting. I was the one enjoying it. Why shouldn't they do it with me? And Tom didn't really understand. He didn't give a damn. He was tired of Christmas. And, you know, he didn't understand how much it meant to me. Well, a little time went on. And the years, it got worse and worse. And I started fighting with her, saying, don't you think that, because they had children. And, you know, grandchildren are the epitome of Christmas. Now, you guys who are Christian, you may not get this, but Christmas is a big, big deal, particularly to those of us who've been kept from it. Now, one Christmas I decided, I know, she doesn't think I can throw a party, so I'm gonna throw a party. It's gonna be a Hanukkah party. And I'm gonna show her how amazing I am at parties. And so, I bought new tablecloths, we had our candles, you know, I don't remember what night it was, and I taught them all the things that my family did. You don't buy a gift that's worth any money. We never got anything for Hanukkah. Maybe a watch at the end or something like that. And you go and you get a gag gift. And you put the gag gift in a paper bag, and then you close it up, staple it, of course, and then you write a riddle. And the riddle has to be about what you're giving. So if it's a stapler, it's about, I'm gonna close you up, or I'm gonna make you secure, or I'm metal. What are you? And then the person who's getting the gift, they can't open the gift until, you know, they've guessed the riddle. And I brought out my guitar and we sang all the songs, and it was just going beautifully. And everybody was having that step girl was actually talking to me. That had not happened. I was feeling pretty pleased with myself, and they all walk out and they're very happy. The kids have had a blast. Tom's two kids have had a blast. He always has a blast. And as they walk out, the stepdaughter looks at me and she says, you know, Robin, you just threw a great party. And I'm smiling. She goes, and you know, this is why you should throw your holidays and we will throw ours. And she walks out. Well, all the good things I could have said to her come to me in that moment, like, what do you mean by that? I'm a Jewish girl, and why can't a Jewish girl throw a fabulous birthday party for a nice Jewish boy? Well, that was the one I kept thinking about. I mean, there was a lot of curse words that also came up, but I can't use, well, I mean, I don't want to use them. I mean, fuck, shit, damn, you stupid bitch. Okay, so that was it. However, well, and a couple more, cunt, fuck you, asshole, dick, whatever, please disappear and die in a pitch in the middle of the ocean, sink, and have ships fall on top of you so you'll never find you. My dream was gone, and it's been gone ever since. And it took a couple of years. Tom and I still fight about it because he doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care. As long as he sees his kids for a little bit on that day or after that day, I mean, I don't think he gets it. But this past year, we did something different. Tom went out to, thank God, the oldest son and his beautiful, fabulous wife, moved out to Oregon with the 2 kids. And Tom went out there for Christmas. First time that they didn't come here. And I did something that I remembered I did as a kid, which is on Christmas Day, despite invitations from tons of friends and all my Jewish relatives, I did nothing. I just treated it like another day, a work day. And at that time, in that day, and during that time, I felt as if I went back to something that I'd forgotten. I mean, Christmas? Why am I celebrating Christmas? This was the best non-Christmas I have ever had. And I have made myself a pledge to celebrate December 25th, which, by the way, as I'm sure you all know, is not Jesus' birthday. And no, Jesus would hate it if he knew how it was being celebrated. Anything, that poor Jewish boy. And I'm just going to celebrate the day and be me.
Yes.